if profit is king, then cash flow is queen, right? And in order, I think, to mitigate or plan for cash flow, you have to put together a forecast, right? So we work with our CFO to put together forecasts. We have data going back a decade that shows our attrition rates. It shows the cyclicality of the business. So we know when we can expect churn, we know when we can expect growth, right? Um, Also, and I don't see this as much as I'd like to. I think in agencies is we don't begin work until we're paid in full, right? That's just how we work. Um, that way, we're not constantly having to give terms to clients or anything like that. So prepay always, and then we'll go to work. And then the last bit is you need to be really close to your AR, your accounts receivable, right? Make sure that that's completely up to date. Checking it weekly is not enough. Usually you're checking it, well, at least a member of your team is checking it daily, making sure things are on track there. That's cash flow in a nutshell to me.
Awesome. And Searchbloom has just turned 10, so congrats on that. And you mentioned hiring a CFO. How early on was that in the 10-year journey that you hired that CFO? And what kind of tips could you give to other agency owners who are maybe on the market for trying to hire a CFO?
She's a fractional CFO, number one. So we don't pay the full price for a CFO. That I mean, for an agency, unless you're, a 50-person agency or higher, then I don't know that there's a need to have more than like to have a full-time CFO. But so we have a fractional CFO through Avenues Financial. Um, she's terrific and provides us with insights and forecasting to be able to make data-driven decisions, not just in SEO, but also in the business, right? Making financially literate decisions is, well, critical. Otherwise, you're going to have hard conversations with employees or with clients or whatnot. So that's a big part of it for sure. We probably I'm trying to remember. It's been at least 4, maybe 5 years now that we've had a fractional CFO, and that has gradually expanded in scope. We first started with bookkeeping and accounting, and that was way back when we first got started. But it's gradually evolved into a very integrated role at the company.
Awesome. And my next question for you, Cody, was how do you guys approach experimental expenditure? But I guess is it all through the CFO then?
No, well, so we have an expense row or line item that is for simply testing, right? And that's your experimentation bucket. So if I have an analyst that wants to run an experimentation and it costs X, Y, and Z, I just let the CFO know that, hey, this goes into our testing expenses, right? Usually that's going to be me that's doing the experiments, but not always. In a lot of cases, our analysts will be doing different types of um, experiments that they'd like to run.
And do you guys follow a certain percentage for that?
Yeah, we do. We have a certain percentage. It's a very small percentage, but it is based on the MRR of the company, and it's not always used. And we've found that when we're measuring in financials and forecasting in financials, sometimes you can show best case and worst case, right? So we tend to lean on those numbers, knowing that it will probably land somewhere right there in the middle. Um, so yeah, that we have an expense row for it, an expense line.
Awesome. And continuing on with expenses, what's been the most expensive lesson in your agency's journey so far?
Oh, hiring the wrong people. Yeah, that's by far the most expensive, and doing so multiple times, right? Um, very, very difficult because you invest. Let's say you keep this person on for 6 months because, look, for the first 2 months, 3 months even, it's going to take them a while to get caught up to the way that your agency runs, right? You have to give them that grace and that opportunity. But after that, if you're still having problems in if you're having problems in month like 4, 5, and 6, then it might not be a fit. And at that point, you've invested 50 grand. It may be more, probably more, depending on the role. So, yeah, that would be the most expensive lessons that I've learned. I
And
wish
what
I could
kind
tell you the answer.
and what kind of advice would you give to agency owners to try and avoid hiring mistakes?
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That comes from the Green Berets, and I believe in it. I do. I think that going through the interview process should be just that. It's a process across multiple members of the team, and it doesn't need to stop at 2 interviews. In fact, the best people that we have on our team went through a process of like 5 interviews, and in a lot of cases, they have to present to us. They have to present something to us. They have to do an audit on a if for example, if it's an SEO, they're going to be doing an audit for a domain, and they're going to be doing that SEO audit and then presenting it as a part of the interview process. If it's pay per click, um, then we're going to be looking at a different way. We'll be giving them access to our machine where they can control the screen, and we see how familiar they are with the UI of Google Ads, because that's a really easy, quick telltale sign. If they don't know how to find auction insights, or if they don't know how to find the search terms report, we know that they're not going to work.
If you've gotten value from this clip and you'd like to watch another like it, click here. It's one of them. Now that I know that you stayed around until the end, you're either an agency owner or work at an agency. So with that said, if you're hiring for an SEO or a paid media role and you'd like help to recruit this talent for you, like I've done for at least probably about 100 plus companies now, with an average placement period of 25 days and a 1-year satisfaction guarantee on all placements, then there's 2 links in the description below. So if you need help with hiring, either click the link and book a strategy call with me or my team. Thank you, and I hope you found value from this clip.